Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we're sat inside, as you can see, an Alfa Romeo, another car that I haven't used before and I can't believe it. This is the Alfa 4C GR3 and we're going to take it to Le Mans. We're going to take it around the 30-minute grind race. We're going to see if we can win 825,000 credits and put this among the top ranking cars in the game. For those that you can grind and win the money with, they've got to be decent cars. So here she is in all her glory. It's a great looking car in the red and it's the full race version. Let's go check out the settings. So this one comes in at 699.98 at 528 brake horsepower. Not quite as much as the Alfa 155. Racing hard tyres where that was on mediums. Fully customizable suspension, everything default. Fully customizable rear diff 555. Makes it drivable because we are grinding. Downforce on the rear 700. That was to tune the PP. The 388 on the front was also to tune the PP. You can't do anything with this car because it's a GR3. There's very little to do. No ECU or power restrictor adjustments. Transmission manual is actually useful because if you put normal transmission, you're at 715 on the PP. Pop the manual in, drop it up to 310. Takes you down to 699.98. No turbocharger. And we have the brake controller, which we're going to put to -3. Let's get to the track. And here we are. We arrive at the World Touring Car 700 race. It's 30 minutes of the Le Mans 24-hour. We're just doing 30 minutes out the day, which could be weather affected. Assists for today's race: traction control 1, ABS weak, everything else off except for counter steer assistance, which is on strong because we're grinding. We want it easy. Controller settings: I'm on a Fanatec DD Extreme. We've got force feedback max torque 3, force feedback sensitivity 10. Some people might find the 3 a little bit loose, but it's easier on my shoulders. Big powerful wheel this. Not much else to say, let's dive straight in. Here we go then, fuel map. We're going to see where that brings us, but we'd like to do 3 laps. We're going to have to go fuel map 3 because that's not looking friendly. It's a little bit slower. Always get buoyed up when there's a Ferrari ahead. 3.4 on the fuel. It's good to back out of it a little bit. Just give ourselves a chance with the fuel. Now it is a GR3 car, so it should be quicker than these cars, but we are on fuel map 3, just like the 155. Mr. Hayward's took a spin. Oh, there's a crash on the right hand side. There was a yellow Mustang parked on the side of the road there. That was unfortunate. I wonder who that was. We're up to 11th place. We don't see many of those incidents, do we? Hayward went for a bit of an evading manoeuvre, but with that we don't see it. So we're chasing Mr. Mangiano. We'll have to check out who that was. Can probably brake a little bit later. It's much smoother through the corner. We're much quicker, aren't we? 3.4 on the fuel map. Oh, this is fairly handy. We might be able to drop the fuel map out a bit. You never know. 6th gear, we're in 10th place, chasing Lopez. Lopez normally goes backwards from this point, but Lopez has just overtook Hizal. So Lopez might be on one today. Portilla leads Blazan from McEwen in 3rd. We can't see the rest at this time, but we're chasing down. 3 laps left at this point. That's decent. We could probably go to fuel map 2 to pick up the pace. So that we still do a 2-stopper. I don't think we can push it to a 1-stop. I don't think it'll do 4 laps. We'll have to see what the rain brings. So 10.8 seconds down. Here's Mr. Lopez. We're just going to cut to his inside in the M4. Chase Mr. Hazal, who got his place back. Very quick out the corners, that Impreza, because of the four-wheel drive element. Will we get to go around the outside? Will he let us? Yes, he will. There's that acceleration we talked about just then. Long-range, mid-range torque of the GR3 car puts the Subaru behind us. So we're now chasing Mendoza, who's in 7th place. Mr. Healy is just about to succumb to the pressures of Mr. Mendoza. Oh, there's a bit of door-on-door there. Well, that was more right rear versus left front. We've got Mr. Healy stuck out there. We're going to see if we can slide up the inside of Mendoza. We do. Great little overtake there. And the brakes. 2.5 laps we've got left at this point. Yeah. Into 6th place now, Kawakami, and then McEwen, then Yamanaka, then Blazen, who's chasing Portilla in 1st place. That was a bit of a reverse commentate on the actual leaderboard, which is unusual for me. McEwen is just going to slow us down here. We're going to see if we can cut the inside. There we go, beautiful. Short shift it in 3rd to try and save the gas. 10 seconds behind Portilla. We lost 2 seconds there through that whole process. We were only 8 seconds down when we came off Mulsanne corner at the bottom of the long straight. So we didn't. See if we can pick the draft off Yamanaka here and give ourselves an advantage as we slingshot past. We're not going to let him tow it down on us. We're just going to keep going. Opening lappers at 4:13.575. Not particularly quick, but we're going to go to fuel map 1 now. We're going to see if we can just push in. See if we can really improve on that previous lap. So we're chasing Blazan. Portilla leads the race in 1st. He's 7.6 seconds ahead. Blazan is half a second behind him in 2nd. We're 3rd. Yamanaka's 4th, 1.7 seconds back. McEwen in 5th. Mendoza in 6th. Kawakami in 7th. Hazal in 8th. On the brakes, really get it stamped. The hard tyres not wearing on the front at all. Short shifted the drive out of there. So the 555 rear diff really does tame the car down. It's surprising how much it does, and it's great if you're not too in tune with the car. So it's a great way to just hit the track and give it everything. It'll really sort the back end of the car out and stop it spinning out, etc. So you probably won't have to use the heavier traction controls if you need to use them. So for those people that don't know, the reason we're doing this grind is on the 15th and 16th of June. We have got the big Le Mans event taking place in France. We are going to do the 24 hours of Le Mans. There's 10 teams from across the world. 2 from the Netherlands, 2 from America, multiples from the UK. And we're going to take on the event and do that 24-hour race within the game. Teams will be assembled at various places throughout the countries, but they all have to be in the same place to be able to race on the same PlayStation. As Gran Turismo 7 doesn't give a team function, you can't hot swap teams in and out. The drivers have to be on the same console. So with that being the case, some teams have volunteered to get together. Other teams are doing it as solos. One man, 24 hours versus the groove. And we're doing it in an effort to raise money for Make-A-Wish. So there's a reason behind it. And we're just going to ask you as spectators or onlookers, even the teams are going to try and raise a little bit of cash. The Widdowmaker Racing channel will donate all its income from the YouTube platform. Any other platform that associates with it, but nothing else pays, to be honest. But anything else associated with it will donate to the cause. Any earnings earned by Widdowmakers, anything you've given me, any memberships will go in the pot to Make-A-Wish. Ideally, as you can see above me, we've got a little bit of a total in there now to start the process off, but I would love to see that total rattle all the way to the 100% point. That would be fantastic. It's a bit of a stretch goal, but we'll just have to see where we go. Now, what's in it for you as you make your little donations? What we're asking, for every donation of $5, you'll get a raffle ticket. You'll be entered into a draw, and every hour... Oh, I haven't looked at the rain. We're in trouble. We're in trouble. Whilst we're in trouble, I'll just talk my way through this one. We're going to do a little raffle draw every hour. And for every $5 you spend, you'll be entered with a ticket. And that must be a whole $5. You couldn't do 5 donations through the day of $1. I can't count all that up. So in terms of me being tired, me being part of the race, oh, look at him go. Portilla's got the umper. He's going for it. He's got the speed. That's why he was pulling out on us, look. We're going to sit in his draft, and we're going to go to his left. He's still pulling away from us. So we've got some tremendous raffle prizes. So for every $5 you donate, you'll get a raffle prize. You'll go into this bucket, and every hour or so I'm going to make a draw when I'm available to. If I'm in a car and racing, I won't be able to. But every hour that I'll be available, I'll be aiming to pull something out the hat, and we'll give it to whoever it is. Now, there's some great prizes in there, from Widdowmaker merch gear through to offers of skin paints by a really good car skinner. I mean, you're not talking a $5 car paint here, you're talking multiple hours, and if you rack up the hours of what it costs to put your time in, you know, if you think 8 hours is a decent car paint and a skinning job, you're looking at £160 or $160 of somebody's time just to be able to put that together. So it's no measly task. You'll get the concept for design, you'll design it, JB will paint it. We've also got some donations from my sponsor, GT Amiga. They have provided... Oh, we've just slid through there. That's not very good. Ooh, we were 2 seconds ahead as we get into this real rough stuff now. I'm just going to fix it because it's just raining ever so much. We have to be a little bit gentle here. We boo-booed, didn't we? It hasn't rained for so long. It hasn't rained at all hard that we've got a problem. He's just gone straight off, so I've seen that, so I'm going to brake. Overtaking prohibited. He's coming back on track. He didn't take the warning that we left the circuit. Oh, we've almost left the circuit again. Traction control we've got on. So as I was saying, GT Amiga have donated some generous prizes. Some one-off limited edition rucksacks, 3 of. We've got either a choice of a race rig, as in a steering race rig, the front half of a race rig, one that the words have just disappeared from my brain at the minute, what you would call it. It's like a steering wheel stand, which you put your pedals into and your steering wheel, and you sit at the sofa, or a desk chair, an office chair, a race desk chair. The choice of either one of those will be yours. You'll win a voucher from GT Amiga. Go onto the website, place the order, and to go from there. But we have a distinct number of prizes, and they don't total up to no small amount, you know. It's definitely something to consider, and we would certainly support. Well, we would certainly relish in your support. That would be tremendous. However, I'm struggling because I'm trying to find the words and I'm trying to drive this damn thing in the wet. We are going very slowly at this point. We're 16 seconds ahead. We didn't pit, which was an incident. We're actually at the full wet tyres situation, but I'm going to put inters on, I think. I'm looking at the rain that's out there. We're going to take all the fuel and I'm going to put the inters on. Inters, take all the fuel. Need a drink. Wow, we've done some talking. 16 minutes. We're not halfway through the race yet. Now here's the thing. I've never won this race in 6 laps. I've never had a situation where we've been able to win this race by only completing 6 laps. I don't know if that's going to happen. Have we made the right choice on tyres? It looks like we've got non-cut slicks again, but we're going to put wets on surely. It's just an image issue in Gran Turismo there. Taking all the fuel. Portilla's just arrived in the pits on 11%. We're going to nip out. Hopefully he's not going to block us in the pit stall as he comes past. There we go. And it was the right tyre. Look, the rain's ending. So to go to the inters was exactly the right thing to do. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take the traction back to 1. Because we can drive it with the inters on, because the track's going to start to dry and we will be good. We've got that counter steer on. We've also got the 555 magic diff, which will help us. What we don't want is to spin round and round and round going down the straight. That would be tragic. So if we start to aquaplane, we're in trouble. But let's have a look. Yep, the rain is done. So we're now 33 seconds ahead. I don't know what tyre they're on, but we can run as long as we possibly want to on these tyres. Just gonna back out of it then, but I think we can trust this car and these tyres. He says as he slides off to the right. Whoa, you don't, but I don't trust them. My word, wheel spin. We know it's going to be raining hard when we do the 24-hour event. We definitely do. We've got a long night ahead of us as well. Probably a full 8 hours of darkness, which will be absolutely tremendous. Thundering down here with other LMP1s and GT3s. Because it is going to be a mixed event. We've got GT3 cars and LMP GT1s racing round, so they're the modern LMP1 cars. We're not going for the classics, the old historics, the CLK, the Mazda 787B, etc. These are the pure modern LMP1s from the recent era, the prototypes as they call them, the Le Mans prototype. Just held on to the brakes there. 1 minute and 6 in the lead. Track is still showing signs of wet and moisture. As you can see on the left hand side of the screen there, right next to the A of the GT Omega sign, you can see the water depth indicator. It's up to the 2nd mark, which means wet tyres are preferred at this time of the race. Well, we're on the intermediates because we know it's going to dry, and as we pop out of the cloud cover where the rain has stopped, we're now going to get the sun beating through. It's going to start to dry the track, and we're on the right tyre to now drive through probably to the end of the race, in all fairness. 12 minutes remaining, 1 minute 18 ahead. We'll probably be able to get round because we've been saving fuel a bit. 2.7 laps. Yeah, we're on lap 4. We could probably drop to fuel map 3 actually and not need to stop again. Just depends on tyres really. 12 minutes. Yeah, that's 3 laps, which will be 7 laps again. But if we can get this round, we're good. I don't think we'll get a win in 6 laps. That would it would have to rain tremendously hard for that to happen again. But there is more rain coming, folks. It's not over. The track has dried out quite significantly around here. Look, you can see a dry line, but there is more rain to come. We're just gonna dive over these curbs, charge down here, short shift to try and save some fuel where possible. Concentrating, trying to keep the car in where we're going, but go as fast as we possibly can. Just trying to keep it in the process. There we go. 1 minute 22 ahead. Blazan leads Kukabun in 3rd place. Mangiano in 4th. Kevelam in 5th. Gizal in 6th. Haywood in 7th. And Solid in 8th. The race is on its head really for usual competitors. A lot of cars disappeared into the gravel, I think, and we're struggling to recover back. Tyre wear just starting to show on the rear. We're going to start to run on the wet part of the circuit just to try and keep the tyres cool. 10 minutes remaining in the race. Mr. Blazan on full wets has now gone to the pits. I'm assuming he's going to come out on the inters. I don't think we'll ever see that though. There is more rain ahead in the forecast. Dry tyres are actually going to be the preferred tyre very, very soon. But I think I can hear rain again. Just want to come over to where the trees are overhanging the track and they'll keep it wet. There we go, it's very wet down here. That'll keep the tyres cool and stop them wearing significantly. So Kukabun's come through. Mangiano and Blazan in the pits for the wet tyres. Haywood's gone in on the wets. So it looks like they're all going to come out on the inters. Some people have carried on though. I'm going to stick to the wet bit. Hizal's on mediums. Hizal's been the absolute hero, Hizal, isn't he? Absolute stunner. We don't know what some of these guys are going out on, whether they've kept the mediums on, or the winters, the wets, sorry. Not the winters, the wets. I was actually thinking winter tyres because I was looking at a new car today. Mercedes G-Wagons have a winter wheel set in, which I couldn't believe. So I was looking at a G-Wagon today thinking, there's a beast of a truck. Not your G-Wagon, the square boxy thing. I was thinking of the GLB. The GL-B class car. So it's a GL. It's the roundy shaped one with the 2-litre diesel turbo engine. I was thinking, oh, that looks alright. But it'd have to be a bit sporty, and I don't know. Never had a big beefy car. I looked at Land Rovers as well. Whether I wanted a Land Rover, the new shape Land Rover, but you have to stretch a bit of money for them, 45k, which is a bit much, I thought. Couldn't find anything of a similar. Well, you've got the MX, you've got the X5s, your X3s, your Q5s, your Q3s. They're that kind of truck, but I'd rather have a a Black Edition A6, but then have to deal with that liquid you have to put in to aid with the fuel consumption, which does my head in. I don't want to have to do that. But if we're gonna go back to that kind of car, something a bit mature, a bit older manny. Gotta be careful with my driving license. It's the Mini's wanting me to get rid of my driving license, which isn't good. It's still raining up. We're gonna get a splash more rain here at this point. It's actually coming down. The track's getting wetter. We got 1.9 laps of fuel. We're all right. We're gonna just drop the fuel map out because we're not gonna intend to pit now. We got 6 minutes left. We're gonna have to do 2 laps. We're 1 minute 50 seconds ahead. I don't intend to pit at all. There's no point. We'll just keep it going. Fastest lap of the race is ours, a 4:07.141. There's no sweat here. This car is performing admirably in the wet. And the track's just getting that bit wetter again. Got to avoid the curbs here. Just try and keep it to the good stuff. We've took the power out of the car, so there's no real need to adjust the traction control. We did the traction control first time purely because we were absolutely hooning it down the track in the wet. Now it's not quite as bad, and we're just going to take a look at the rain radar. There we go. The end of the rain is past, so we're into that drying cycle again. Ooh, we might have picked up a penalty there, which will infuriate me. 1 minute 57 ahead. Yeah, there's the penalty that we knew we would expect. We're going to be some 2 minutes ahead. We're on lap 6. We're gonna have to go to lap 7, unfortunately, or are we? We could win this in 6, looking at the gap we've got. We don't have to cross to lap 7 if we're 2 minutes ahead. If we get to the end of this lap, we're 2 minutes ahead of the field, and there's a 2-minute lead. We could potentially win this race in 6. I mean, there's 5 minutes to go. We will have to see. I've never been one to shortcut races, but it's been a thing of late. We're setting a bit of a trend, and if we could win this in 6, this would be a feather in the cap for this car. A first to win a race in 6 laps here is tremendous. It just means you've had 6 5-minute laps, doesn't it? On average. Two minutes and 6 seconds in the lead. It will be 2 minutes from this bottom corner, and we are gonna. We're not gonna have enough time. Look, we're gonna be about 5 seconds short, and we can't risk it. Yeah. Not long to go now till that big day of the race. We've got a couple of events coming up. We've got league races tomorrow night. We've got league races Friday. That's the end of the league. It's the final week of the league this week. And then next week we're into full practice sessions for the Le Mans race, for the Le Mans events. After Le Mans events, we're going to have another 2 weeks off. We're going to have a week of races presented by 420 Motorsport, and then we're going to have a week of races presented by the usual self, like me. We're going to do something different. We're going to mix it up. We're going to have some fun. We're going to let the hair down after the big event. People can have a break, and then we'll be into roughly the summer holidays. The summer holidays will start in July. So we're going to get the Summer League going for 6 weeks. That'll take us through to September. We'll have 2 weeks off. And we've got 2 more leagues this year. So there's 3 more to go. We'll be thrashing away all the way to the end of the year. 2 minutes and 9 seconds in the lead. We're not going to do it. We're going to have way too much. We're not going to be there. We're going to be about 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds. It's not good. We're going to have to do the final lap, I'm afraid. I can do the math now. There's the 209. 208 it's dropped down to. We're too close. We're too close. I'm going to go. If there was 145 left, I'd have been happy. But they could suddenly get onto a drying line, tyres be right for them, and then suddenly much quicker. So I don't fancy sitting at the final line for 2 minutes waiting, watching it ticking down, not being sure. So we've gone on to the 7th lap. What we like for fuel, 1.2 on fuel map 6, we're good. 4 minutes 40 laps, it doesn't matter. But it just proves this car is an absolute beaut. There she is. Couple of penalties, but the tyres are absolutely holding together. There's no drama there at all. It is what it should be, what it is, what it is. Looking left and right, it's a great car. I don't often show the interiors of the car as we're driving, but there's nothing bad to say about it. It's going to be another easy win. Even though in the middle of that race it wasn't feeling easy. All things said and done though, I need to give a massive shout out to all the racers who are going to be taking part in the event, and for all those people that are going to come along and cheer and wish us our best. I've tried to get cameras set up and the rig set up now so that we've got a really good entertainment centre, so that we can give you a full scope of what's going on, really get into the race, try and understand what's going on. I've really got to set a programme up now of being able to talk to the teams, be able to have a chat with them and understand where they're going, what they're doing, be able to talk to the racers while they're driving, see if anybody wants to talk to me when they're going. We've also got another team downstairs here. We've got a full team of 3 downstairs. They're going to be taking part. Kukabun's come across the line then. The clock's gone to 0. Blazan is in the pits. Is he going to actually take the flag before he exits the pits? Or is he committed to another lap? He's coming in on his intermediates. And it's that was giving me the worry if Blazan's now finished. So he did take the flag. We could have won this, folks, without doing this lap. I knew I was a little bit conservative, but hey, that's the risk. So, yeah, this is just a victory lap for us. So as we talk about the event, got another team downstairs. I'm not going to put a camera on those guys. I didn't think that was going to be fair. They're not used to that sort of event. Sam's got to get used to it. So there's going to be cameras up here, and I'm only going to have the cameras on Sam if he wants the cameras on whilst we're racing. If he wants to have a little stint with the camera on and maybe a microphone, and if he wants to talk and commentate, get used to the audience, then that can happen. I mean, if you guys demand it, he might give it. I definitely want to give him the full YouTube experience because it is something he's considering doing. And if he's better at it, he might as well have a go at it. If he drives as well as he can YouTube, other way around, if he can YouTube as well as he drives, I'm sure he's the man for the job. But at the end of the day, it's all about pressure. I want him to focus on the drive. You see all those advertising boards knocked over there. Here we go then, through the Porsche curves one last time. We've just been through them. We're just going to rattle through the S's, and we're going to make our way all the way down here. And then into here as we go. And that's it, folks. Another car consigned to the annals of history. Another great grinder, a GR3. that will help you with the Le Mans event if you ever want to make some money. We should be very close to 40 million when we come across the line, if it's got the clean race bonus, which I'm sure it has. And there we go, in through. We didn't have to run it at the fuel map that we did. We had half a tank of fuel left, half a lap of fuel left, but there she is, first place. What a great car, and a great suggestion. Thank you, Olive, for inspiring that one. So the 4C takes the victory, 32 minutes 30 seconds. Everybody else one lap down. Mr. Cookerburn comes in second place, Blazan third, Hayward fourth. The usual runners, Mr. Portilla down in eighth. Who was the Mercedes? It was Mr. Tapaye there, the Mustang GR4, that finished in ninth place, who wrecked on the opening lap. That was a drama. Mr. McEwen comes in last. Fastest lap of the race was ours, a 4:07.141. And there we go then. Bit of a wave. There it is. Clean race bonus in effect. 39 million in the bank. We're on our way to that 100 million. And a 4-star ticket. Happy days. And there we have it. Well, with all that being said, folks, we're on the countdown to Le Mans. This is another car that you can grind with. We'll see you on the next one. All the best. Take care. Goodbye for now. The next one should be the final custom race. So we'll see you there. Do like how that car looks. It sits very, very low. Mid-engined car. Absolute beaut. Nice and low and flat. It's got very much a racing ethic in it, hasn't it? There she is. We'll see you on the next one.